This video is intended to describe a lightblade power pack named Abundance that will essentially serve as a very large external hard drive to be applied via alligator clip to a mainframe in development in the custody of my dear colleague. That is quite the mouthful for the first 15 seconds, so let's get into it. This power pack has been designed to be a pretty comprehensive codex, or I guess you could say a Rosetta Stone of the entirety of the victories of light tech thus far into one singleized power pack to be installed upon another mainframe in development in the custody of my dear colleague. So I'll get straight into the blade banding first things first to describe the mechanism of the energy pathways running in the centrifugal circuit. Consisting of the tried and true transmutation ratio, consisting of hematite and smoky quartz to make a very strong grounding of all excess energy through the root into the Earth stars and into the Earth meridian matrix reprocessing. As a foundation of transmutation for this very ambitiously complex device, it also will be a tremendous way to purify all the excess energy in the circuit, as well as, most importantly perhaps in such an ambitiously exotic composition, is to ensure the grounding of all this excess energy has a proper containment fold to bring the energy into Earth, to, of course, once again, make the magic real. And the other blade band seen on this side is a combination of the full electromagnetic spectrum of light consisting of red ray ruby, rutilated quartz to work as a very intensive amplification subcapacitation between the rest of the ignition sequence of sunstone, tiger's eye, rutilated quartz, emerald, rutilated quartz, morganite, pink emerald, rutilated quartz, aquamarine, rutilated quartz, lapis lazuli, rutilated quartz, and amethyst, and so on until the circuit completes, which is basically the 7 rays of color plus the pink ray of morganite being the full chakra column stimulation from the root, sacrum, solar plexus, heart, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, and all the above. So that aspect too of that blade band makes a very powerful stimulation of the entire chakra column in unison as a tremendous foundational energy pathway for this ambitiously powerful device. Then the third blade band, seen right here, is the abundance ratio, consisting of golden healer quartz to be a gold-white light Christ source emanation frequency alignment as the subcapacitation that stimulates the high heart in connection to sourced energy. Then going into peridot, tremendously beneficent 3rd and 4th chakra stimulant of earth nature that is basically the energy of chlorophyll in a crystalline broadcast, which is very advantageous for growth and general positivity and abundance in that regard as well. Then going into golden healer quartz, once again as a subcapacitation agent, into the king of the green ray stones, emerald, the quintessential heart activator of abundance. So that circuit will continue like so, completing like this. So naturally, having the 3 blade bands together gives a very diverse energy broadcast scaffolding to, of course, have the full chakra column stimulation and intensification right here to, of course, purify and ground the excess energy, with the 3rd blade band being a tremendous focus of the abundance spectrum as the exterior blade band of this full comprehensive device, which was designed to, of course, resonate, calibrate, clear, and stabilize every chakra column in tandem unison. As this description goes on, that more, of course, will make sense. But I want to do the overview of the blade bands to understand that this entire energy sequence is running in perpetual momentum of a circle on 3 different blade bands to, once again, have the grounding purification aspect, the full stimulation of the chakra column, then the heavy overture of the particular abundance ratio to be the primary blade band focus, if you would. So that'd be the blade bands. And obviously seen by these stray wires, I might as well discuss this before I go further. This silver wire right here actually grounds straight into the abundance ratio, which can be taken and grounded into the mainframe in development to, of course, ground into it and create continuity. As well as this alligator clip right here can, of course, has plenty of primary wire to put it wherever the recipient feels is most appropriate for the mainframe in development to be able to plug it in like so into my magical pen, for example. Anyhow, so I'll go ahead and discuss the blade facing of this ambitiously potent external hard drive now, consisting of, at the very tip right here is the lovely smoky celestial quartz to serve as a tremendous auto-regulation diffuser of this ambitious power pack seen here, to of course govern the excess energy flow into proper resonance with the recipient of the light table or the mainframe they'll be engaging. So that aspect also works with tremendous auto-calibration for whoever is engaging the structure and development to auto-calibrate to their requirements and meet them where they are and then work from there in tandem with their higher self for the most comfortable, highest good, as well as being a tremendous way to prevent energy fry-out by being a regulator dimmer switch to be always ensuring the optimum frequency broadcast. A pretty important frequency found in virtually all lightblade ones for this particular reason. So that is of course represented here. And not to mention, it kind of looks like a cassette, so this can be considered almost a greatest hits cassette of the light tech endeavor thus far, condensed into one external hard drive, I keep calling it that, or greatest hits cassette so far, to have all the winning elements of any kind of vibratory engineering tangible victories this would be standing on in one construct thus far. As a little disclaimer. Then right here, above the smoky luster quartz, is the powerful, amazing cinnabar, which is a tremendously powerful mercury-based crystalline structure that is very powerful for burning through limitations of reality and stimulating the true self into view. And very much the archetype of the sorcerer or wizard is very attributed to this frequency by itself, and very powerful magical manifestation for abundance as well. Then right here, this would be the main heart programmable carrier of this entire device, being a Lemurian quartz point, to be the neutral heart to hold the software that of course will be in tandem as the engine with all this hardware of the crystalline ignition sequences igniting together. So this basically holds the quintessential codex of light tech thus far, with all the victories that have been occurring with vibrational engineering. So this guy right here is the central heart of this entire superconstruct. Then terminated directly next to the heart of the device is the lovely powerful fulgurite, which is a product of lightning striking sand, carrying that lightning frequency energy into the structure in a crystalline fashion. So it mimics the energy of lightning, which is a very powerful full light body activator and tremendous prayer enhancer. Hence a frequency can be attributed to abundance as well through the answer of prayers in that capacity. Then directly wire wrapped to the main heart as well is the lovely, amazing seraphinite, the incredible green seraphim named full light body activator, dismantler of disease from top to bottom, a very powerful master healer's day and age. Hence its employment and direct termination to the main heart is of the essence for a truly successful dynamic spirit tool to bring the seraphic goodness into tangibility. Then right here is scolasite. Scolasite is a fantastic white ray 6, 7, 8 non-physical chakra activator that is very powerful for bringing the divine mind calmness into reality, or the witness self, if you would. So tremendous dome of divinity. Then the quintessential rose quartz. Rose quartz is a very fantastic, famous pink ray high heart stimulant that brings, of course, divine love receptivity. Then over here is oceanic calcite. That is calcite shaped by Mother Ocean for perhaps thousands of years. Literally, God knows how long it's been in the ocean, shaped by the oceanic wonder that is impeccable clearing imprintation. So calcite by itself, the white spectrum, already makes a very fantastic fire energy burn off of stagnations from top to bottom based on the white full spectrum ray. Tremendously underrated crystalline ally for that purpose because it's so common. But the aspect of the ocean literally tumbling it for hundreds, perhaps thousands of years, is the aspect where it really shines, whereas that oceanic wave imprintation has literally polished the stone into being, so that energy of clearing of ocean is well represented in this crystalline structure. Then this guy right here is a very special addition. During the construction phase of this device, my neighbor actually came over with a slat from a beehive that had bee comb and honey in it. So naturally, during the development phase, the the incorporation of the bee magic is well represented right here, and that has been handcrafted by my neighbor bees. And obviously, bees are very magical, amazing, sacred creatures of creation that build everything in perfect sacred geometric forms, as well as they actually generate levity, which means their power to weight ratio of their wings in their body cannot actually scientifically really be proven how it works, besides the fact that they generate a vibration that generates lift. So, having that bee magic right here on this design to essentially assist in the aspects of levity, which is, close to associations of levitation, is rather auspicious and was, of course, timely. Didn't really intend it, just kind of what happened during construction phase, where suddenly I had honeycomb walk to my door while I was building this guy, and now it's part of the structure to have that perfect bee frequencies. And not to mention, these bees were my neighbors for quite a while, so it's kind of cool that these wonders of creation handcrafted this right here. That is now part of this comprehensive power pack. Okay, moving on. Okay, behave yourself, wire. So of course, right here is Libyan gold tektite, a tremendous solar plexus, sacrum, chakra, fire, and storm energy overtone, tremendous dharmic accelerant, famed and utilized in ancient Egypt. It has very powerful golden ray, lesser known cousin to the lovely legendary moldavite. This nice big piece of moldavite right here, of course, is a quintessential legendary stone this day and age of being a very powerful high heart green ray chakra stimulant of great storm source alignment intensity. Hence, it's quite famous for being a very powerful magical stone, as well as being a very powerful dharmic accelerant to put one in touch with their divine blueprint as quick as possible. And by itself can be rather volatile in its transition towards one's divinity, based on the destructive nature it has to really destroy false self matrices that are not of the true higher self manifest. But luckily, like I mentioned many times in these videos before, the aspect of getting the most out of that guy is well contained with the many buffers, stabilizers, and transmuters to, of course, make the transition as smooth as possible to mitigate timeline whiplash that's associated with the absolute destruction of the false self matrix that would be divisitory in one's alignment with creation, which is why this is stone of the Holy Grail. Anyhow, to further intensify this extraterrestrial boon of these tektites would be black tektite right here, which is oftentimes the product from nickelite meteorite, impacting sand, carrying that cosmic jolt, being a black ray, powerful, earth up stimulant of full light body activation, a powerful kundalini stimulant as well, and just a general energetic high vibration fortifier from the ground up, thank goodness. Then right here is the beneficent sunstone. Sunstones, just like Libyan gold tektite, has a tremendous solar plexus and sacrum stimulant, being fire energy, and also is a lovely, warm, sunny stone of abundance, which works in perfect tandem with the receptive aspects of the green ray abundance to be the beneficent creativity of the abundant spectrum feeling, which is a sort of great blessing. So obviously, the sunstone works great in tandem with the peridot and emerald to be the trifecta of abundance. Then right next to that is the lovely famous Auralite 23, which is a very exotic rendition of amethyst, which is actually 23 different minerals found in the amethyst structure, which I won't get into full description, but as a vague concept to keep this video consolidated, you'd have the Auralite 23 being consisting of amethyst, obviously, with different aspects of gold, platinum, titanium, rutile, smoky quartz, gauchite. All kinds of stuff is in there. 23 different super minerals are on one construct. So it's quite the stone of powerful magic, and as well as being a tremendously potent variant of amethyst, which is naturally a famous classic crown chakra stimulant. Then right here is black obsidian, found here in Mount Shasta. I harvested myself from Glass Mountain, which, just like smoky quartz, makes a lovely transmutation of negativity into positivity, as well as a tremendous psychic shield energy by making a strong transmutation bypass ratio. Then right here is a very special stone named Prophecy Stone. It is found in the same spot in the remote Libyan desert as Libyan gold tektite, and actually was named Prophecy Stone based on the man who apparently found this, resonated with it in the middle of the desert, and had an unexpected huge prophetic vision. And so it's a very powerful extraterrestrial frequency meteorite almost, except scientists can't quite quantify exactly what it is. Apparently it has metals that are not on our periodic table, which actually makes it a space metal, which gives it a very powerful extraterrestrial connotation. Yet they don't quite think it's a meteorite. They think it's a pseudo-hematoid, which is a hematite-related frequency. But anyway, that's the kind of neat backstory about Prophecy Stone. But the aspect also, Prophecy Stone has a tremendous partially iron-based grounding of high-frequency energy into the earth for tangibility's sake, as well as a tremendous higher chakra stimulant as well. Hence, it's a stone of prophecy. So even a small dose of that will go a very long way to have that higher disposition in the natural background of this power pack. Then above that is the mighty and explosively powerful zincite in the Blu-ray filter. Zincite is a stone I utilize very sparingly based on its extreme volatile hurricane force activation of the lower three chakras. Virtually unrivaled in the mineral kingdom is the explosive expansion of the base, sacrum, and solar plexus in such a dynamic range that much activation explosion in the lower three makes a tremendous downpouring of etheric energy into tangibility, and very much an aspect of cardinal fire energy that, like I mentioned, I use very sparingly unless it's a very well thought out, diverse platform to get the most out of it without being a volatile kick in the pants of hurricane force activation, which is very much appropriate for this abundance initiative that is rather ambitious. So, and luckily, the Blu-ray of zincite also brings a higher fifth chakra octave focus of burning through the aspects of any imprintations of false submatrices, getting wrecked. Just like moldavite, it's rather intense and volatile upon resonance by itself. So obviously, just like moldavite, I take great precautions and contingencies before that frequency ally is employed to be as comfortable as possible. So the timeline whiplashes of such extreme explosive activations are mitigated as much as possible. That's a given for all light tech, obviously, but based on the respect I have for this extremely powerful frequency, that's why the extra discretion, has been made, as well as a little, dissertation on its own right. Okay. So this right here, at the tip of this selenite, is Tibetan black quartz. Tibetan black quartz is a very fantastic full chakra stimulant, as well as another master healer mineral kingdom that has a very strong higher stimulation of the higher chakras, very intensely, while of course expanding the root cord very intensely simultaneously in balance, making a very powerful nexus two-way broadcast, top and bottom recirculation, and a dramatic purification agent from Tibet. So it's a tremendous, amazing ohm resonant frequency broadcast. Not to mention it's from Tibet. Doesn't need much description on a place of thousands of years of unbroken spiritual lineage, tradition, meditation in one concentrated area. Naturally, they'll have impacts that will maintain that frequency. But anyhow, that's a digression, but it's there. Obviously, I'm being a little quick on this video. Okay, so up top right here, the very opposite spectrum from the celestial quartz is the lovely, incredible star argonite. Star argonite is another crystalline ally I utilize quite extensively due to the fact that it's a tremendous light body stimulant from top to bottom, a full chakra calm stimulant, but it's a calcite, which means it makes very powerful clearing of stagnations, particularly anything that be impeding the light body fully manifesting is highly addressed by this frequency. And so also another aspect I probably omit a lot in my videos too, involving star argonite that I will bring up in this one, is that based on its calcite resonance, it will actually have a strong stimulation to the etheric scaffolding that is our skeleton, which is technically our densest part of our body, and make a very powerful light body stimulation to the skeletal structure. So, which means the light from the scaffolding of the skeleton, of course, is highly intensified and enhanced, will radiate inward to outward. So that's an aspect I oftentimes omit, but this is another feature of this wonder of the mineral kingdom, star argonite. as well as it works to clear these patterns very quickly, yet very gently, to clear these aspects of deficiencies manifesting as dis-ease that would be naturally impeding the perfect flow of the fully functional, balanced, healthy light body. So a quintessential master healer in its own right as well. So you can think of the trifecta of Saragonite, Seraphonite, and Tibetan Black Quartz doing the same job, but they work great in tandem together to have, by themselves, full light body purification from top to bottom, and addressing any cellular patterns or crystalline deficiencies that manifest as disease from the entire line, and rapidly discharges, transmutes, and dispels these stored negativities from the entire energy centers, physically, mentally, spiritually, emotionally. Okay, moving on. So this little cork right here with this bottle is a very, very special addition to this construct. Inside this little glass bottle is actually rutilated quartz, seen just like on the blade band of the full spectrum resonance, with a healthy, generous amount of white diamond powder. So, the white diamond powder with rutilated quartz, and not to mention actually what's in here as well, I might as well describe this before I describe the three of them in tandem. Inside this bottle is rutilated quartz chipstones, seen just like this, with a tremendous amount of white diamond powder. Then there also is sands from the Great Pyramids of Egypt that was smuggled out of Egypt. It was literally harvested on the spot, the sand, in front of the pyramids, smuggled out through Egypt. Apparently was even stored in her sock, I've heard, and got all the way here, and then eventually got to me in Mount Shasta, which now is going into this power pack, which is the Rosetta Stone Codex of the great magical potentiality, so to speak, in one laboratory construct. So anyhow, so what we have here is rutilated quartz, which makes a massive acceleration of energy of the white diamond powder inside this bottle. Then with the sands of Egypt taken from the base of the Great Pyramid, makes for a very powerful little bottle of extreme concentrated magic, which of course has its own primary warrior subroutine wrapped all around it, grounded to the primary main vein of this entire device, to carry that continuity of ancient Egyptian mystery magic of the pyramids with diamonds and rutilated quartz to accelerate that. Okay. I feel like that was a decent enough description. So, now for the B side of the cassette, this right here is red jasper, which is a very strong stabilizer of the root chakra and earth energy element. This right here is fire agate, stimulating the root, sacrum, and solar plexus through the fire energy filter. This right here is moss green agate, a tremendous stabilizer of the fourth chakra in the water elemental spectrum. Then blue lace agate, a stabilizer of the fifth chakra in the water spectrum. Then grape agate, a stabilizer of the 6th, 7th wind energy of the entire circuit. So when you take the aspect of earth, fire, water, wind, in the most stabilized fashion possible, it also brings a great stability of the elemental spectrum to the entire body. So, which is very useful for massive shifts of energy to have the stabilization, even diffusing of the elemental spectrum in compatibility with the auric field, brings a very strong, good, full resonant stability to, like I said, a tremendously ambitious power pack seen here. Very, very important. Then up here, this is pretty much the quintessential full spectrum calcite clear. This is Icewind Spar Clear Calcite, which is, of course, clear, which holds the entire aspects of the color spectrum to be a tremendous clearing pattern from the entirety of the light body from top to bottom, from red all the way to purple, everything in between. And so the aspect of the calcite makes a dramatic clearing of any stagnant patterns impeding a natural healthy light body flow, while the stability also stabilizes all these energies in tandem to make the clearing and stabilizing flow of this perfected light body activation. So a very important aspect, just like the oceanic calcite, which I actually put on A side and B side of this device to be another big oceanic clearing imprintation of the entire chakra column to clear any stagnancies from top to bottom to refresh the auric field. Then right here is serpentine from Mount Shasta, from my lovely backyard. And so naturally, serpentine is a very powerful serpentine kundalini stimulant to stimulate kundalini energy through the entire light body, as well as cellular respiration and general healing. And not to mention, it's a Shasta stone frequency, another vortex on the earth that's quite famous. So, speaking of famous vortices, this right here is Sedona Red Rock, which I harvested myself from the Bell Rock Courthouse Mesa vortex. That is my favorite place in Sedona, Arizona, a great place of legend as well. So, having this strong iron oxidization seen here brings a strong grounding of this high energy into reality to, of course, make magic real. Then right here at the very top is kunzite. Kunzite is a pink-gray, lithium-based, high heart divine soother for this entire broadcast. Then right here is the lovely legendary Herkimer diamond, which works as a natural, neutral, intensive amplification through the entire structure, obviously. But most importantly in termination sequence is amplifying the soothing love in tandem with the white-blue hemimorphite. Hemimorphite is a very fantastic 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th non-physical chakra high or heart-mind coherence engager that is truly underwhelmingly underutilized by light workers day and age as far as I'm concerned, based on its very intense, sheer, metaphysical potency spiritual activations. So it's a tremendously amazing frequency that, of course, had to make its way into this rather ambitious Greatest Hits cassette. So that would be the entirety of the crystalline structure in basic. Now I'll be getting into the selenites, seen both here and here. Like I always say in these videos, the selenites are saved last to give perspective as a capstone. All these other frequencies mentioned thus far, of course, are running on one closed loop circuit, terminated to one primary wire, going past the selenite in constant circulation. So the aspect of the selenite, it will take this entire frequency mentioned thus far in nearly half an hour. It will purify all these stones consistently. It will harmonize all these frequencies as well, and then it will amplify all of these frequencies as well. So the trifecta of the purification of all these frequencies, the harmonization, then the amplification makes a trinity of a truly dynamic, powerful, reactive spirit tool to be of true optimum service in vibratory engineering. So by themselves also, selenite's fantastic for actually opening the gateway to the higher self of the 6th, 7th, 8th non-physical chakras back to the Godhead, as well as clearing any densities and negativity from top to bottom of the auric field just by themselves. But where they really shine, like I mentioned, is the aspect of taking the entire sequence and amplifying, harmonizing, and purifying this entire output consistently. As well as the wood core itself actually is a very special rendition as well. It is cedar wood from my front yard, seen right here in my pen tip, which actually is my two twin trees out front that actually are my host trees for the light table I have developed. So obviously I have a larger apparatus I call the light table, which is based on this technological concept that actually has this kind of primary wire running out the window around these two twin trees for at least over a year now, consistently broadcasting and grounding and growing into this region where I live in my magic castle. So by having the same wood from my, of course, host trees that are my good friends assisting me on this endeavor to ground it and make it real and work as also a very powerful energetic bypass into Mother Earth to consistently ground this excess energy to most importantly make it real, to tangibilize it and transmute through reprocessing. So that aspect brings this power pack, this external hard drive, much closer even by vibrational resonance of the tree that is my buddy seen right here at my pen tip outside, to bring perspective of connectivity of the current light table rendition to this mainframe that's up north that this will of course be installed into like an external hard drive. That's a fun little fact. Okay, so moving on. So against the selenite there is black, orange, green, and blue kyanite. Black kyanite rapidly bridges all energy into the earth and through the energy system. Orange kyanite rapidly bridges the sacrum to the highest capacity. Green kyanite rapidly bridges the green-ray heart chakra to the highest configuration, as well as blue kyanite rapidly bridges pathways to the pathways to the left and right hemispheres in perfect tandem consistently. So the aspect also is that this takes this entire frequency pitch and most importantly makes the transferability through the full spectrums at a constant ratio. So what that means is this energy pathway of this entire device runs very quickly in perfect optimum balance with even the stabilization, the clearing, and the bridging to, of course, transfer this concept of a healing super vibrational engineered device, I guess, through the entire structure from top to bottom. Oh, geez. My poor little dilapidated chakra map. To rapidly bridge energies from the input intake to the highest optimum configuration, which could also be construed as another layer of etheric Teflon to make the diffusers of energy rapid so quickly that negativity and densities cannot stick to any stagnations of any kind, to rapidly transfer and bridge this dynamic autoreactive frequency. So not to mention, with all these aspects of the celestial quartz, the selenite being higher self-resonant frequencies, this makes the bridge pathways to the physicality much quicker, much more transferable. So that would be the entirety of the crystalline matrix in almost actually under a little over half an hour, which I'm very impressed. I thought this would take me much longer, but I was kind of rushing. So, in summary, this power pack is obviously designed to hit every single octave in a stabilized, clearing fashion with many different stimulation points to, of course, behind one goal is to bring the aspect of tangible abundance into extreme overture highlight that will be grounded into a mainframe that'll be broadcasting 24/7 at full octave, grounded to the earth as well. So this is pretty exciting, and yes, quite simply, like I said, it's designed to be a very powerful light body stimulant as a whole, and to bring stability, chief and foremost, hopefully, God willing, with the clearing capacity to make a very powerful, smooth, abundant reality dharmic accelerant in one external hard drive power pack. That will be very comprehensive, but obviously, like I mentioned, the big aspect of the name abundance is seen in this blade band right here to be the massive overture of that overwhelming abundance frequency, which will be grounded into a mainframe. And like I mentioned at the beginning of the video, much like a greatest hits cassette of the tangible victories of light tech thus far in one consolidated power pack. Oh, that was a mouthful. All right, well, that would be the Abundance Power Pack external hard drive mainframe generator. Guess that's it. All right, 1,000 blessings, and may the force be with us all.